Good morning everyone. So for today's breakfast we've chosen a turkey feast with sweet cured bacon and cranberry chutney. Very festive and very Christmassy for the occasion.
So everyone, here we are in Istanbul, Sabiha Gökçen Airport in Istanbul. Right now we are on the Anatolian side of the city, which is basically in Asia. And right now we need to get the train to the city center or a taxi. We still don't know whether we're going to go either by train or by taxi, but we are extremely happy that we're together, and we are so looking forward to having a lovely time here in Istanbul. Eventually, we made the biggest mistake ever to get a taxi without the Uber app or without a fixed price. When you fly to Turkey, just make sure to order a taxi via any app or to have a fixed price, because at the end of the journey, they could invent any price and of course they would try to rip you off. But for the record, our taxi driver was a real scammer and he was not from Turkey. I just would like to clarify that. He told us he was going to take us through another way, which was going to be faster. But at the end, it was actually much longer and he made us pay the fee of the road. We were just basically scammed. On the way from the airport here to the city center, we were charged 60 something euros. When if you used Uber, it would be kind of like 25 euros, 30 in the worst case. And yeah, so it is extremely bad. So let me tell you something, when you come to Istanbul, don't you even think about getting a taxi unless it is Uber or unless you get the train to come to the city center and from here go to your place, to your hotel if you feel that you can't really get there by yourself and you need someone to tell you. Because let me tell you something, it is just unbelievable. We were scammed and I knew what's going to happen. And if that wasn't enough, as soon as we got to our flat, we realized that the toilet hadn't been flushed. And part of the ceiling was coming off. We didn't see that on the pictures, so it is just like one thing after the other. We're not really happy at all. And what can I tell you? So right now we want to go to have a lovely dinner because this is Jens's first time in Turkey. And we really want to go have a nice Turkish kebab. We found this lovely restaurant not far away from our apartment. Right here we're going to be having something that Richly loves very much about the Turkish cuisine. I'm talking about Iskender. Richly adores this dish. And me too as well, but not as much as he does. At least 2 years ago, Richly was staying in this neighborhood and we came to this very same cafe. Today we're going to be having this sandwich, which contains something which is very similar to something we have in Spain called alioli. It is made of egg and garlic. It is very tasty.
So we just came out from a very nice cozy Turkish cafe in this neighborhood. The only problem is that while we were having the coffee, we found out there was a rat right by our feet. I nearly had a heart attack, I nearly jumped out of my skin, but never mind. We also went to the travel agency and we told them about the problem about the ceiling, like almost falling in on us, and they said that they're going to give us another apartment later today. So let's hope things get better from now.
So right now we're going to take Yansi to the most important bazaar in Istanbul. I'm talking about the Kapalı Çarşı, which is apparently considered by many as the first shopping center in the world, as it is extremely old and it dates back to Ottoman times.
There you can see all sorts of things like bags, spices, souvenirs, everything you want.
In other words, you better bring money.
You have to haggle, you have to, don't like conform with the first price. You have to always try and get lower, because if not, they'll try and charge you tourist prices.
Exactly. To one of the many perfume shops here in Istanbul, because all of the fragrances that you will find there are made of natural ingredients. For example, we just got this one, which is called?
It's called Kabul Musk, and it's a very strong fragrance, actually made of coffee, and it smells exactly like Chanel No. 5.
Even better, I would say.
Even better, and stronger and more authentic.
And the small container was 250, like kind of like €6 for this thing, and we got it for 5. So it was kind of, yeah, exactly, because we my sister got one and we got like the other one, and it came to €5 each.
And do you know the good thing about this is that you can literally just dab a little bit on your wrist and it will last the whole day, and in fact you can actually smell it throughout the whole street. It resonates everywhere.
Yeah, because actually they say that oil-based perfumes last longer than the ones that are made of just water and alcohol. Right now we are standing in front of the famous German fountain. In Turkish, I think that they call it the almond fountain or something like that. It was donated by the German Emperor Wilhelm II on his visit when he came to Constantinople. Back then Istanbul was called Constantinople in 1898. It's very nice, and if you're feeling thirsty when you are around here, you can just get some water from that fountain, because it is very tasty. And it is trustable, because if you see the color of the water in many of the places here from the tap in Istanbul, the water doesn't seem that trustable, but this one you can most definitely drink it. So right now we're going to take Jens inside the Blue Mosque. This is going to be the first time that she's going to be in the mosque, and that's why we went to the bazaar, and she bought a veil there, because obviously you have to be respectful when you come to these sort of places, because even though we're not Muslims ourselves, we still want to keep, respectful. Unfortunately, we're not able to go in because now it's just prayer time, so it means that only Muslims can go inside. That means that we can't access the place. We will have to wait to go inside the Blue Mosque later. So richly, Jansi, as soon as she stepped in, she realized that she would like to convert.
She realized that she has a calling and she wants to look like a local.
Yeah.
So she's wearing an amazing silk scarf around her head, and I think she looks rather dashing. Don't you think so?
And rather virginal. past, going inside Hagia Sophia used to be for free. But the funny thing is, when it was a museum, it was free of charge. And now they became a mosque, you have to pay. Does it make sense to you? Because to me, it just doesn't. In any case, imagine most of the sites in the city rose in prices. For example, the lowest would be 30 and the highest 50. If all of the tourists in Istanbul wanted to go to all of the sites in the city, they would become homeless. So it means that backpackers don't have the right to come to Istanbul because they wouldn't be able to afford all of the sites in the city. Even in London, Paris and Madrid, people don't dare to so much to be charging extortionate prices. I am very disappointed because I really love Istanbul, but this is unforgivable. So right now we're going to get on one of the trams to go to the other side of the city. I'm talking about the Galata place. I don't know if actually that part of the city is called Galata, but it is where the Galata Tower is located. That's why I am referring to that part of the city as the Galata place. So yeah, because we want to go to Istiklal to have our lunch there. As soon as we got to Istiklal, we decided to go to have lunch because we were starving. We wanted to have some lamb and also some vegetables. It was extremely tasty. Later we wanted to introduce my sister to one of the most incredible things of this country. I'm talking about the iconic and only ones, Turkish delights. So we came to this cafe and this is what we are going to be having now, with some amazing Turkish tea as well, of course. After having our tea, we decided to go to church. On the Istiklal Street, this is one of the biggest churches in the city. My sister couldn't understand how come is that there is a church on the Istiklal Street. Then I told her that in Turkey, even though most people are Muslims, you can also be a Jew or a Christian. This is why I love Turkey, because they respect all beliefs. Good morning everyone. So right now we are by the Bayezid Meidani. So right here you can see the gate of the entry of the University of Istanbul, and right now we're going to go inside the mosque that it is situated right here, and later we want to go to the Süleymaniye Camii, which is obviously one of the most important, one of the most incredible and oldest mosques in the city. And and later we want to get on a boat to go to the Asian side for lunch.
And when you get on the boat, it's as though you're paying for the ticket of the metro. It's extremely affordable. You don't need to pay for a tour because you can just get on a boat and you can go to the Asian side of the city.
now we're about to go on top of that bridge because we want to get the metro to go to the other side of the city. Today we're going to Istiklal to have a lovely massage. And we found a very, very good price. That's a very good deal because it is going to be 33 euros. Nowadays in Istanbul, that's kind of like the new tube. In the past, I remember that Richie and I, we would pay even 12 euros. Can you imagine to have a massage for 12 euros? That was kind of like 5 years ago. Nowadays, 30 is kind of like a super price. That's the cheapest you can get, because the average price actually is from 50 to 60 to even 70 euros.
The prices have gone up a lot in Istanbul in the recent years, and even the locals are complaining all the time.
And not just about massages, but anything is more expensive now. We used to for 2 euros here. That's a joke.
Now maybe 200 euros.
Yeah, that's a joke. 2 euros, that's like maybe 1,000 years back, but not now. Now like the cheapest is kind of like 15 euros, and that's like cheap. Before going to the massage place, we decided to go in here by the Galata Tower. If you come here, you're going to see a lot of tourists all the time. So if you find a good spot to take a nice picture, you would be extremely lucky. Now that we have had our time of relaxation, it is time to have dinner. We have come to this small restaurant where they serve seafood. Everything seems to be extremely tasty. We decided to have an ayran, which is one of the most famous drinks in Turkey, of course. If you come here, you need to try it. We also wanted to have a simple fish sandwich. I think it was mackerel if I'm not mistaken. It was extremely delicious and mouth-watering. Good morning everyone, today is our 4th day here in Istanbul. Right now we're walking down to the port because we want to get on a boat to the other side of the city, to the Asian side, which they also know as the Anatolian side. We're extremely excited. This is going to be the first time the Yent is going to be sailing the Bosphorus Strait.
It's not our first time that we've been on a boat. We've been on these boats many times before, but for her it's going to be a very exciting experience, so we're very looking forward to it.
We finally got to the Asian part of the city. We didn't go where we wanted to go because we made a mistake. And this is hilarious because I just made this mistake twice this year because I came in the summer here, and instead of going to Üsküdar, I went to Kadıköy. So it doesn't really matter. It is very convenient because right now we want to go to a different part of the city, and we happen to be near the metro station. So it is very convenient anyway, even though it was a mistake. And yeah. Risley, you are in the Asian side of Istanbul.
We're in the Asian part of Istanbul here. We crossed the water, we're now in Asia.
And we saw a massive Russian ship.
Yes, we did. We saw a massive Russian ship from St. Petersburg with oil, lots and lots of oil, or in Russian they say neft, and it was going back to St. Petersburg.
When you come to Istanbul, I would really recommend you not to go just to the touristic areas, but to see other places around the city. Istanbul is a massive city, and trust me, there is plenty of places where you can go to have fun, not just in the historical center. We came to this shopping center to go bowling, and trust me, it was really fun. Right now we're still in Üsküdar, which is the Asian part of Istanbul. We went to this cafe where they sell something which is called salep. I've seen it throughout the whole entire city of Istanbul, but decided to give it a try. They say that it is made of cinnamon and milk, so here we go. Wow, it tastes of chai latte, and also it's kind of like if you had liquidized rice and milk. Very tasty. Today is our last morning here in Istanbul. We want to make the most of today, that's why we decided to go to Arnavutköy, which is a lovely town nearby the metropolitan area of Istanbul. So you basically have to get the boat from Eminönü if you want to go there, and it takes around, I would say, 30 minutes. It is absolutely wonderful, and you just have to pay with the same transport card of Istanbul. And the place is very special because most of the houses are built in wood, and the architecture is just also exceptional. And it is kind of a lovely escapade from the big metropolis of Istanbul. So we just got this Turkish bagel. I've seen it here every time that I've gone to this country, and I never tried it, but today I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And that's why I got it. And I decided to have it without the Philadelphia cheese because evidently I hate anything that has to do with Philadelphia cheese. Even the name revolts me and disgusts me. So I'm gonna have it just, simple, bland. Which is really nice, really crunchy, and it is a lot better than the American bagel.
When I'm eating this bread, it brings me back to my times when I used to go to Israel and I had the unleavened bread. I have no idea if it's exactly the same, but the flavor is almost the same as the Israeli bread. Lovely.
On the way to the port, we went via the famous train station that appears in the book by Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. Richie and I came here at least 2 or 3 years ago, but this time we came with my sister because she also liked her books. we are in Arnavutköy. This is one of the most impressive places you can see in the metropolitan area of Istanbul. When you go to this incredible city, you have to pay a visit to Arnavutköy because believe me, it is absolutely a massive place when you come to Istanbul. I know that you may not have a lot of time, but if you do have more than 3 days, this is a place that you should really consider visiting. One of the things I like about Arnavutköy is that it is far away from the historical center. Here there is a very laid-back ambience. That means that you can grab a nice cup of coffee and have a lovely dessert without the hassle and bustle of Istanbul. And also because here you don't see millions of people walking around you. As you know, every good adventure has an end. That's why we have to say goodbye, as we have come to the end of this vlog. If you like it, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and to give us a thumbs up. See you next time on a new adventure. Take care.